We just wrapped the show, and I was fascinated by the discussion about covering Hillary Clinton and the question of sexism. Had this Maureen Dowd column in the New York Times saying how Hillary is now overcompensating for being a woman and she can't figure out how to run as a woman. And instead, she's running as a sweet, docile granny, and that doesn't make sense. And then Kathleen Parker, one of our panelists, wrote today about the feedback that she had gotten, some nasty mail, over her treatment of Hillary Clinton. One woman writing to Kathleen, a woman, of course, saying that, I guess it was Kathleen's description that she was a self-loathing, anti-woman traitor in the eyes of some women who feel that she just needs to get on board the Hillary Express because, regardless of the fact that Kathleen's a conservative and Hillary Clinton is a liberal Democrat, she'd be the first woman, so how can you possibly go against her? And then one woman writing to Ms. Parker that you ought to trade your ovaries for testicles. Well, I guess that kind of gives us an idea of how personal and in some cases nasty this campaign is going to be. Now, look, we can't ignore the pantsuit in the room. After 44 male presidents, Hillary Clinton, were she to be elected, would obviously break that streak as number 45. But at the same time, I think if we in the media, it's such a sexy topic. You talk about it, you get ratings. You write about it, you get clicks, you get feedback, you get email. But at the same time, there's a danger here for those of us in the press to become obsessed with it, that we move away from how would this person perform in the Oval Office, what are her or his positions on foreign policy, on domestic policy, on taxes, the economy, health care. I don't want to spend a lot of time getting so wound up in this. And there's a Washington Post headline about the Republicans, a whole bunch of them, I think 16 or 17, campaigning in New Hampshire last weekend, and the subheadline said, they're figuring out how to attack Hillary without appearing sexist. Okay, that's part of the political dynamic, but again, we don't have to mention it every 10 minutes. So that brought me to a column in the LA Times the other day by a writer named Megan Down, who wrote about Hillary's physical appearance. And she writes, following in the venerable tradition of so many aging male politicians, Clinton is vying for the most powerful post in the free world with jowls, face creases, and a less than Pilates toned physique. Meanwhile, all of us who were taking bets on whether she'd get a whole facelift or simply Botox herself into generic acceptability can eat our words. And Megan Down concludes by saying Clinton's willingness to age in front of us is both commendable and crucial. Well, yeah, I guess, whatever. I don't disagree with that. But of course, imagine if Hillary Clinton had some work done, as they say in show business. There'd be thousands and thousands of columns and cable news segments about that. And when she was focusing too much on her looks. So it just seems to me I don't want this to be the Botox campaign or non-Botox campaign. There's just really important issues here at stake. And yes, we're not going to ignore the fact that Hillary Clinton would break the gender barrier. At the same time, particularly for female journalists to be accused and attacked for not supporting Hillary Clinton or daring to criticize her just strikes me as wrong. So bottom line here is this is going to be a long, interesting, sometimes infuriating and frustrating campaign. We in the news business shouldn't add to that by talking about gender and sexism every 2 minutes. Let's stick to the substance. The other stuff will just take care of itself. And I'm back here next week with more after the buzz.